this idiot stuff, and Semenyo's a better person than me because yeah, let's just not even get in that. Like, look who's racially abusing you. Like, look who's racially abusing you. Just put that lad, put the brakes on the wheelchair and just leave him at the top of a hill. Racists will deal with themselves. It'd be absolutely horrible. And I don't want to be that guy, but the physical qualities, the pace, the strength, the transition, bring Semenyo to the carpet. It's just, I just wish he didn't sign that new deal. I wish he didn't sign that new deal. And to be fair, a bunch of clubs in the Prem could take him. You know, I'd imagine if United had the money and they make an offer, you could go there. My hot take is I don't know why I believe this. Chelsea might sniff around him. I don't think Arsenal are onto him, if I'm completely honest with you. We should be on that, especially if we're linked with Anthony Gordon, like which we was. They'd probably cost the same. And surely it's easier to prize Bournemouth, well, Semenyo out of Bournemouth than Gordon out of Newcastle. I don't know the true cost that they spent on Semenyo, but yeah, Bournemouth know that they sell players. They probably would have made a decent profit. Remember, he almost went Chelsea as a kid, actually, like when he was breaking through. I think he was at Bristol or something. And for me, it's about the uptake in performance. Like you look in the 2022-23 season, okay, he made 11 appearances for Arsenal. Well, for Arsenal, I wish. For Bournemouth, oh, I don't know why that comment's not coming off screen. So you can't really see, man. Make sure you're subscribed to FamZone. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Okay, we're back. But yeah, uptake in performance. 2022-23. What was that? Our first year we fought for the title. All right. Nothing to scream and shout about. Bearing in mind, still wet between the ears, getting experience. And he's 25 now. He's 25. Liverpool, the best example of getting these guys that are decent players. People might and ah. You signed them and like, oh, how did we do that? They done it with Mane. They did it with Firmino. Definitely did it with Salah. We need to kind of do that. And where you look at that, it kind of is similar to Eze. Eze got released by Arsenal and a bunch of other clubs. One thing I pride myself with on YouTube, however many years ago, when we signed Willian, I said it's better to spend 10, 15 million on Eze, who was at QPR at the time. But fair enough, it's all kind of falling into place. He's gone Crystal Palace. Well, he's gone QPR. He's done his thing. He's gone Crystal Palace, done his thing. Got experience in the Premier League, capped by the country, and now he's ready. See a bit of that with Eze, with Semenyo. So yeah, 8 goals in the 23-24 season. Fair enough in 33 games. It's not necessarily eye-catching, but bagged against Liverpool away. So he loves playing at Anfield. We need that. Fair enough. Scored in a couple others. I'm really just trying to look at their big games. Newcastle, I'd say that's a big game. And he's played right mid there. Scored against Wolves. I'm exaggerating with that. So yeah, he's versatile as well. But yeah, 8 goals ain't anything to scream and shout about. But relative. Like, if Gyökeres is getting 15, 20, if Saka is getting double figures, if Madueke is getting double figures of some sort, you know, as a squad option, then we're all right. And if, the Declan Rice's, unlikely heroes in Zubamendi, corner boys in the building, there'll be some other goals. We've got many different ways of playing. So, yeah, he got 8 goals and 3 assists in the 2023-24 season, which boosts us to 2024-25 now, in which he got 11 goals and 6 assists. Which is where I'm looking at. And he was ever present. He missed 1 game. And that was by picking up 2 yellows. Now, I don't want to talk about never getting injured because I've seen players that have never been injured. They sign for us and they pick up some knocks. But yeah, that's a good season. And we don't know how this season is going to pan out, people. But if he carries on this trajectory, last season's tally of 11 goals looks rubbed because, you could rapidly close in on that. 4 games, same amount of goals as Gyökeres and 2 assists. And he's in my FPL team. Sometimes you do just need to buy these Prem players. And he might just have that burning desire of, okay, respectfully to Bournemouth, I've been at Bournemouth. This is an opportunity of a lifetime type of thing. So for me, bring Semenyo to the carpet, man. It ain't going to happen, but bring him to the carpet. What else have we got? Apparently, Ben White did not train today with Arsenal. He currently has a minor issue. He was on the bench, though. So what's happened? Or was he just on the bench for the numbers? I don't know. Big up Madueke, man. This new clobber that we're coming out with looks nice, if I'm honest with you. Madueke praised the fans for the support. Obviously, fan support, fan reaction around Noni Madueke for obvious reasons. Gives us food for thought. He said, that's what I played the game for, trying to help my team win, but also to bring joy to people that are coming to watch. You never know who's watching for the first time or things like that. So definitely in my mind to try and inspire the crowd a bit. The love the Emirates Stadium crowd has been showing me ever since my first game versus Villarreal in pre-season has been amazing. So I'm happy and God willing it just continues. And to be fair, Jermaine Pennant and Henry Lansbury, I can't find the comments for the life of me. I don't know the media station they were working on, but I saw a segment on social media where they were asking him about stuff. And it was killing me because Madueke just kept saying, yeah. But just the way former footballers were talking on how he's playing, and it was an interesting thing. Lansbury said he's like, you always had the beating of the fullback. He was going inside, but you always had the beating of the fullback on the outside. Does it surprise you why they kept giving you that? I guess that's something only Postecoglou, Noni Madueke, maybe Mikel Arteta could answer, but I just thought it was interesting. I'm all for these agendas. I don't think Chelsea are missing Madueke for what it's worth. I want to run the agendas because, you know, Madueke looks better than what's his name? The Dortmund lad? Is it Kittens? I don't know. I've never seen him play football. I'm not sure on who he is, but we've got agendas. Tim Howard has said Chelsea made a big mistake by selling Madueke to Arsenal. I hope so. I just need Madueke to make this the base level of the performance. Go from it being 4 games to 10 to 15 to 20. You might never be the regular guy I look at as a difference maker, but I want you to be reliable. And you do get into, you know, you look at your stats at Chelsea, you got into the box a lot. You've probably been in the box a lot more than some of your other attackers. It's not all goals and assists, but you're getting in those areas. You have the capacity to score and assist. Make this deal look like a masterstroke. But Tim Howard said it's a miss. Chelsea have missed that one, and that's going to happen because they sign so many talented young players. He's a special player. He should have never been let go by Chelsea. 50 million. I don't think they're watching it like that. They got that one wrong, and they have to admit that Saka, we know, is probably the best player in the Arsenal team. But if he's out, no problem. Madueke can come in and be a star, which is true, man. And it allows actually Nwaneri to continue his education playing as a centre mid. Although, as an Arsenal fan, as a Wenger baby, I do like Max Dowman out wide, and I did like Nwaneri being exposed to those wide areas. We need depth. Arteta said it himself. We need 2 players per position. This is football, nothing different again. In other teams, when you see the qualities that they have, it's nothing new. The amount of games that the players have to play, they have to play 70, 74 games throughout the season. It's never been done. When that intensity goes that high, they are not going to be able to sustain that. So you need more players. The standards have raised. We need better players, and that's no secret, people. Apparently, Arsenal set-piece coach Nicholas Hover was present at the Saudi Arabia national team camp in Czech Republic early this month. He'll join up with the team again during the October international break. Set-piece is going Hollywood. What can I say? Don't get any funny ideas. You need to stay at my football club. But yeah, and this could be our right-hand side. Even at slyly against Forest, we were a bit right-hand centric, but we do tend to go to that side. Now, Mikel Arteta hasn't given his press conference, but we can look at what Bilbao have had to say. You know, Ernesto Valverde, great tactician, has been very complimentary in his words about Arsenal Football Club and Mikel Arteta. The shit Williams brother, Inaki Williams, has spoken. His brother is injured at the moment. So many of us are looking forward to debuting in the Champions League. For years, we fought for a day like tomorrow. We want to grow our dream. Fair enough. You know, Eze and Madueke will be making their debuts. I hope I can debut with a win, but it's a pity I can't do it with Nico. Fair enough. Valverde said he's one of the best coaches in the world. He's showing what he can do at Arsenal. He's always going to gas up his Spanish brother, but fair play. He's got great players, but you have to look at what they're doing and how they play. They don't let you play. They press in every drill. They insist, and it's hard to press them. They're a team with a stamp on them, and that stamp is Arteta. And do you know what? As someone whose team is very good defensively and seen a low, mid, deep block here, I don't even know why I'm saying this. But I've been watching Getafe highlights just of last season. Whoever the Getafe manager is, he's going to get a big job soon one day. I forgot his name. Don't remember his name, but he's a madman. Don't know what country he's from. He's whatever, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. They've gotten off to a very good start with the qualities to assert themselves. They know us, and that's an advantage, but we know them too. It's a motivation to face these players. Now, I think it's going to be one of those kind of tactical setups, like not the same, but like Arteta versus Pep Guardiola. I don't think it's going to be a game with the fastest of tempos, in which it leads me to ask you a lot of questions. Do we play into that? Because we have got Zubimendi. I actually think Marino, you could get away with him in midfield. Feel-good factor is here, and we should believe we could beat them. They're missing players. We're missing players. Or do you go with, in my opinion, PSG were the only European side that kind of coped with it, in that I do think, in fact, Europe full stop, English teams with the fast and the intensity, and that I do think, I won't say it's a culture shock, but it did appear a bit of a culture shock in the Champions League for foreign teams. I think we hit Real Madrid with that. You could make it different, but you might be able to say in the league phase, PSG. Yeah, man. I think PSG the only team that kind of coped with that. Simon was the bold hench Arsenal ref in the overlap in that Gyökeres clip. To be fair, I like that guy, man. He didn't say anything wrong. He just said, I think Gyökeres is going to be the goal scorer. Yeah, that Jose guy, he's sick. Also, I can blame him. Watched his interview glorifying second place. Who? What are you referring to in that regards? They can't handle the pace the English team game is played at bar PSG. So, yeah, do we play into that strength, or do we do what we normally do? Smash the likes if you haven't. Come off the Rodrigo hype. Edwards is still lurking for him. Man, you lot are greedy, bro. This the greed they talk about in all religious books, man. Inaki is decent. His decision making still poor. Nah, he's meaty, man. Black tax, black Spanish tax, brother tax. Never got injured tax. Meaty. Used to rate your thing, but meaty. I remember the bench youth players with Cesc Fabregas. Where's the youth? To be fair, we have got 3 youths on the bench. You have got Wanyeri, you have got Miles Lewis Skelly, and you do have Dowman. I'm excited about Dowman, and what I like with Dowman, yeah, and I hope for this season to a degree with Wanyeri and Miles Lewis Skelly, I feel we haven't allowed, and it's not just Mikel Arteta. You could say Emre, but I'd say because Arteta's been here the longest now, we don't let our young players just be young players. Like they have to grow up quick. It's like Saka at left back. We're living or dying by your performances. There was a point in time where that was extended to Smith Rowe and Martinelli. I know people don't hear it, but you could even say Eddie Nketiah. Exaggeration. I do like that we can just, obviously, if you're good enough, you're old enough, just let them do their thing. I don't want to live or die by the kids, man. Noni's interview with Keon was top 2. That's what you want to see, man. I just want to see him get some confidence, man. Prem proven players, shiny flair players from other leagues. It depends on the caliber of players. If you're bringing me a Eze, fair enough, Madueke continue it. But if Arteta wants to do his mad stuff with Madueke, if you're bringing me Eze, if we spoke about Semenyo, if you're bringing them kind of players, if you're bringing Rise, them kind of things, I'm on it. And of course, I'm being silly, but if you start rocking up with a past it Petr Cech, you know, David Luiz, I don't want to disrespect you, but a David Luiz, who was better than people give him credit for, a Willian, a Cedric Suarez, a Raheem Sterling, all these men are Premier League proven. So it all depends. I don't really care where you sign the players from, because we signed Mascara from Spain, who I wouldn't say we're being disrespectful to him, because we're giving him his flowers. But I think we need to give Mascara a bit more credit. Like, yes, he's 21, but to a degree, coping with the atmosphere at Anfield and playing against Forest, that's light work for someone that's played against Madrid, played against Atletico Madrid, was played 30 plus times for Valencia. He's a key player there. So I do think we look at him as a bit of some random academy player. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But yeah, that's what Ernesto Valverde said. What has Gary Neville said on Gyökeres? Good day for him. The problem for Arsenal, they've got so many silky players in Zubimendi, Odegaard, Madueke, Eze. You look at Gyökeres and he's a misfit. Is he? Is he a misfit? Or are you just pushing agendas? Sorry, folks. Is he pushing agendas? Is he a misfit? Oh gosh. If he's a misfit, close that window, it's raining again. If he's a misfit, that's great. Because we needed different. We needed Arteta to be given different players, quote unquote, to be forced to do different things. That's why I like the Gyökeres signing over Sesko, because we didn't expect that. And I think it's a lie. Again, I don't want to keep saying the same things. Is his general play the best in the world? No. But again, people are disingenuous. You know, to be fair to him, being a striker is a horrible job, if I'm honest with you, because we're not creating the most chances. You've played a back three. You've not been fit as well, but you played a back three in Man United, where it's numbers. Liverpool, it was a tactical battle. Even Nottingham Forest, let's be real, Nottingham Forest. You know, Gyökeres versus Wood, there weren't too many clear-cut chances for either striker created, which tells you where the game is, especially when it's a Postecoglou, Arteta, or whatever. Strikers are seen as like a peripheral midfielder and things like that. You got pull out wide, you got drop deep, got pull to the right. Somehow got to get yourself on the end of stuff and put the ball in the back of the net. I think he's adapted to the system. I feel we need to adapt to him a bit more and create some chances. Maybe you're relying on Wanyeri to grow in confidence in that regards, more so maybe Odegaard getting back to form. Maybe with Kai Havertz and maybe with Mikel Merino, they could do a bit, take on a bit of the duties of Gyökeres and he can stay further up the field. But they're lying. His performances are getting better and better. They've been good from the start. He's getting fitness. He's scoring goals. It always helps. Obviously, I want to know if you can score in big games, and it would be nice to see you score against City because people took it nonsense. It is what it is. So I think it's a lie. And even that, the bar is on the floor. And we should be, you know, to be fair, I think Forest and Leeds, the way that we scored the goals and the way the game panned out, that was probably on brand, right? But he's been part of 2 of the best attacking performances this season. He linked up very well with Eze and Madueke, individually and collectively, even with the celebrations. And that's the first time we saw that front three. So I don't know what we're on about here. And this is what I mean, yeah. I'm not saying Gary Neville's wrong, but I do feel a lot of these pundits, they don't actually watch games. They just say the same buzzwords and the same common-led beliefs to drive engagement. He's a misfit for the group of players in the sense of he's not technically amazing. Well, you could say the same about Haaland. And I'm not complete. Gyökeres is nowhere near Haaland. But it's fair to say, you get different players, different results. They got over the line in the champs with Haaland. And even that with Pep Guardiola, yeah, maybe it's for the next manager, but even for him, his principles are not weird, but a striker is seen as the first defender in which Haaland can press. A keeper is seen as your first attacker now. Obviously, if the keeper passes it backwards, they're in problems. Donnarumma isn't not a great keeper. Showed it against United when the rare time he was called into action, but he's not known as a ball playing keeper. Obviously, they got Trafford, and then Haaland isn't a traditional kind of striker with Pep's system, but he's somehow went and done that. So this is where I think Arteta is needed to do, because it makes us a tiny bit of unpredictability. It provides a tiny bit of unpredictability. But I actually like that sort of contrast. Oh, fair enough, Neville. I might have judged you too early, jumped the gun. That idea of having this battering ram who is sort of ungangly, and I think he'll beat up small teams. Well, so he's definitely going to score at United at the Emirates. Whether he'll do it in the big games and score in the big games, not as sure. I think that the best defenders might handle him. We'll see. But I think he'll beat up smaller teams for Arsenal. That's not a big thing, scoring loads of goals, getting 20 goals this season, which he could do. They don't probably have to be all against big teams, but just early on, seeing him being a threat, a handful. And to be fair, if I was Gyökeres playing against Gary Neville, as much as Gary Neville's a Prem legend, he's going to pin from set pieces or aerial duels. You're going to lean on his side and pin him there in the air, innit, really? So, yeah, man, I hear it. I think Arsenal need a bit of imperfection in their attack. Maybe someone who can get into the box a little bit quicker. I agree with the imperfection. I just think we need a healthy bit of randomness, people. Moving it on, Arsenal are facing a delay in tying Saliba's down to a new contract, sources have said. He's been linked with Real Madrid, as we know, who are long-term admirers in him. Last week, we heard there's a 5-year deal on the table. Now the Gunners have reportedly offered the 24-year-old, flipping out, where's the time gone? He's 24. A new deal and are accelerating negotiations to try and ward off any interest. However, sources say that a big contract extension like this will take time to finalize, meaning that the North London side are unlikely to see a conclusion to the situation in the immediate future. Smash the like button, really? We never knew that. Saliba, Saka, you don't need to be some of the highest earners in Saliba. You need to be getting my club 70, 80, 90, 100 million when that time comes, because it's inevitable you go to Real Madrid. Arsenal identify new targets. What the hell does this mean? We know Trossard and Gabriel Jesus, they're probably the ones that are going to be linked with moves away from this football club heading into January. Apparently, TBR Football can confirm that Berta feels he's making good progress over new deals for Saliba and Saka. Talks with both players have been ongoing for over 12 months, significantly less than 12 months for Berta, people. So, yeah, we love to hear that. Obviously, Wanyeri, Miles Lewis-Skelly signed new deals. Since taking charge early this year, Berta has held lengthy talks with both Bukayo Saka and Saliba. Sources have told TBR Football's chief correspondent, Graham Bailey, that progress has been made on both fronts. Both 24-year-olds have less than 2 years remaining on current deals, and talks have centered around Arsenal's future plans, and few are better placed than Berta. The pair are both set for significant wage increases and are believed to be impressed by Berta's vision for the future led by Arteta. Sign it today, then. And you'd imagine you need to see them near the top earners. Fair enough, Odegaard at the time. Jesus and Kai Havertz moving forward, you don't want to see them near that. It probably tells you everything where the future lies, probably more so for Jesus. Speaking about the situation, Bailey told TBR Football, Berta believes Arsenal's summer plans have highlighted to both players they're in the right place to fulfill their ambitions. The pair will both receive significant wage increases upon completion of their deals and are understood to have been impressed with what Arsenal have done over the summer. Berta wants both done before the summer, but it's believed to want both signed and sealed ahead of the January transfer window. I think we all do. It's like a new signing, people. Gary Neville has compared Madueke to Iron Robin. I'm not sure on that, but for people that question this signing, the whole footballing world, if that's being said 4 or 5 games in the season, fair enough. Madueke Eze, when you think about Martinelli and Saka, you thought they would dominate the right and left wing for Arsenal for the next 5-10 years. Yet you're watching 2 players yesterday. Obviously, Saka will come back in and Martinelli will play games as well. But Madueke is a lot better than I imagined, and I thought he would be, and certainly a lot better than Arsenal fans thought he'd be. A couple of runs that he made for England on Tuesday were a different level. Even the build-up to the goal he scored, man. Cute flick from Morgan Rogers. The runs, I thought, he loves that noise, isn't it? Their runs Iron Robin used to make against me. I'm giving you players where they're sort of level where you think, oh, I'm up against it. This is a different type of player. Sometimes you play against a winger and they're dribbling at you and you know they've got a trick and you know what you're going to be in for a different game. Then you've got players who are a step above, a level above. I'm not saying Madueke is there yet, but his movement and things that he's doing very, very good. And I'm talking from a fullback's perspective, playing against it. I must admit, I don't want to agree with Gary Neville, but that's a Premier League legend of a fullback. I'm a Sunday League fullback. He's right is right, wrong is wrong. He's not lying there. Eze looks like he's got that little bit of something. He's just got something. Fair play. I don't want to hear anything you've got to say about Gyökeres. We've gone over that. I actually thought Zubimendi was important to sign as Gyökeres. I saw last season. I thought there were moments where Jorginho played where he just pops the ball through the lines. I'm not sure Rice and Partey. It's interesting how Rice is being used by Arteta and Thomas Tuchel in an advanced role. I actually think that's where Rice should be. Zubimendi, I thought they really needed that type of player. Arsenal receive it, pop it through to Odegaard, a bit quicker, break through the lines. I wasn't expecting him to score a volley or a header at the back post like we got yesterday, but that's the quality. He's got great technical ability. No one can disagree with that, innit, really? And I hate to agree with him. Odegaard's press is too aggressive for me. Sometimes gets passed around and passed into midfield is easy. You saw with Ethan being not so aggressive, they had to go long more. Maybe that's something Ranieri's doing without knowing. Maybe that's something Arteta was saying. But for me, I would say I like Odegaard's press. It's just sometimes he's not strong enough, innit? Like he does pull out some 50-50s and he is easy to draw out. 53 liked. Fix up, guys, and smash the like button. DJ's trying to get to the YouTube Mobile Awards. Odegaard hasn't been great at all, but fans being reactive don't understand the mechanics of an elite team, especially with the captain. Plus, form is temporary. The team know what he can do. He's going to need to get back to his form, Jay, but you're trying to ask football fans to be rational. Got a better chance of waiting for Sesko to score a goal, ain't you? I don't blame him for pulling out of the tackle. It was a shocking pass, and it was in the middle of the pitch. You know what? I wasn't even necessarily speaking in relation to Forest, speaking in general, but I hear it. I just want to see Odegaard back to his best. Like the new thumbnail, seeing lots of creators changing their thumbnail style. Appreciate that. Pressing in today's game isn't irrelevant. Ball retention is key, so winning the ball back early is true. But it feels like with Odegaard, that's the only thing kind of keeping him, even with myself, that's keeping you in high regards. And I know the game's changed. Goalies have to be good with their feet. Strikers have to defend. But no matter what you got to do tactically and whatever Arteta is telling you to do, you're Martin Odegaard. You're technically proficient. You got eyes in the back of your head. Get to it, and you start getting into scary scenarios when you over leverage these conversations. Like you just have to look on the left hand side with Martinelli because of what you do going backwards. These things are relevant and prevalent, but yeah, man. Odegaard triggers the press, but pardon me, you can't just be in the team because you trigger the press. I can't lie to you, because Kai can do that. DG does VG get 30 Premier League goals. 30 is a bit much. 30 is a bit much. But yeah, hopefully get some goals. Being a striker in this Arsenal system is probably the hardest job in the world. Never applauded that he was a misfit and said we'd benefit, especially against the lower league teams. That goal versus Forest is the type of goal we haven't scored for time. It was so simple, it's elegant, man. Like Zubimendi's goals are undoubtedly the goal of the game. Absolute Bobby Dazzler, great goal of the season contender. And I'm exaggerating a bit, yeah, but I enjoyed the tapping because I don't see that too often. I've seen screamers. Gyökeres makes thoughts clear on Kai Havertz's injured Arsenal star looks on. I mean, big up Tom, rah. Tom done an article for the Express. Well, let's see exactly what he said. Oh, it was contextualized via Football London. Yeah, it's amazing. They always want to go forward and be a threat. You could see today they were very dangerous. For me to play with those players, you just have to be in the right positions and you'll get chances. I wanted to get here and get going. And yeah, of course, it's going to be pressure in a very, very big club. You know that. Just trying to make the best when you're out on the pitch and just don't think about that too much. And that's what I wanted from my striker. Of course, you always want minutes. And yeah, you get it easier when you play more, of course, but it's not because someone else is injured that you want to play. You want to perform and show that you deserve to be on the pitch. That is what I'm trying to do. Fair play, Gyökeres, man. I was reading this, people. I'm not going to read it to you lot, but big up David Raya on 100 games, mate. Fair to say it worked out better than Aaron Ramsdale. Is Ramsdale even... I've always wanted Semenyo, but now I'm on the hype train. Is Ramsdale even playing for Newcastle like that? We did go over this yesterday, but allegedly Arsenal and Manchester United are among the clubs interested in Lille midfielder Bouaddi. Did work very well against Toulouse, played in the Champs, 17 years of age. It's going to cost a pretty penny. I'd be for it. I don't really buy it, though, because as talented as he is, are you going to walk in our team? I don't know, people. But yeah, he started 7 of Lille's 10 Champions League games last time and played over 1,000 minutes in Liga. Crazy. And Ren's got this striker that what's the 17-year-old? He scored over the weekend. I'll be watching him closely. I'm having this guy. I'm having this guy, but we're not alone. Man United have been dropped, as have Arsenal, and AC Milan are apparently interested and positioning themselves to make a potential move. How much are they going to want for him? He's contracted until 2027. Probably, unfortunately for him, that he's French. He'd probably be in the national team setup. Nico Williams is reportedly aware he'll be in the transfer spotlight yet again next year, despite signing a new long-term deal with his boyhood club. Yawn. The Barcelona fans, Arsenal fans, does anyone really give a crap? Bayern Munich even. Big up yourself, Nico Williams. If Arsenal want you, they go for you. I'll be happy. But no one don't care about this guy anymore. The Spain international surprisingly rejected the advances of Arsenal, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Chelsea during the recent summer transfer window, with the 23-year-old instead opting to agree fresh terms with Athletic. And obviously, that 58 million release clause has been removed, people. And now it's a 90 million euros release clause. I don't buy it, if I'm honest. Wait, what? Is this a typo? Although Williams now has 10 years remaining on his contract, I knew he signed a long-term deal. He couldn't have signed 10 years. Go do your thing, man. You do what you need to do. Speaking of Bilbao, unfortunately, I'm going to have to change the thumbnail. I'm going to have to change a couple of thumbnails. Oh, my days. Can you not hear the wind? And this is, I can't lie, man. English weather, decide what you're doing, man. Are you doing this raining thing or doing the sunny thing? Because 1 minute it's getting hot, and then it's not. But yeah, man, I'm going to have to change a couple thumbnails. I think I got Visa on Newcastle versus Barcelona. Obviously, Nico Williams is there. No worries. You have to change the kit as well. It's no worries. I'll do it for you lot. I'll do it for you lot. Anything from our subscribers. It's no worries. We will be doing a watch